the original idea that DevOps would be like test-driven development. And if you just gave, as you did, just give developers testing, they would incorporate it into their team room. They would automate away a lot of the pain around testing and quality assurance. And then the intrinsic quality would increase at a marginal decrease in that team's ability to deliver things quickly. And in part accelerated by the fact that they no longer had other people to have to communicate requirements to so that things could be tested. And so the theory went, if we just did that with operations, we would get the same lift. And to me, I had that experience and it was called Heroku. It was the most DevOps thing that I had ever used in my entire life was being able to say, git push Heroku, not have to think about my operations at all, but know that it was taken care of, that I had answers to every question about scale and about adding on, additional components without necessarily having to turn it into my side hustle or my day job or my identity. Mm-hmm. But DevOps as a term has changed as I think the agile era of the aughts sort of undervalued and played down the importance of operations as a practice. I think a lot of the people who are, the Linux sysadmin archetype of the late 90s might be seen as sort of getting their comeuppance now or their day in the sun of lots and lots of new innovations in technology that are focused on meeting the same kind of just core desires. Some of it's hey, how big can we make things? How fast can we make these? How can we automate all of these, very fancy and cool, but maybe a little arcane and unnecessary at small volumes and scales, orchestration of lots and lots of real and virtual systems up in the cloud, right? DevOps and automation tools have enabled and empowered lots and lots of really cool stuff. And my experience, right, of I just want to be able to get push Heroku and have my app work in the cloud and not have to worry about it ever again is, I think, still the pinnacle of what I would want as a developer. And of developers that I talk to that have had that experience in real life, they all wish that we could still have that, right? And Heroku still exists and it's still a thing and love the people there and I love the product, but it's not the flavor of answer that the market is searching for because everyone thinks that they're going to need Google scale and Facebook scale kind of tools for the job that's in front of their, very straightforward CRUD app with very few users. And this is all of a piece with sort of startup culture that everything needs to be $1 billion unicorn to be valuable. And so you have to presume the conclusion that, of course, you're going to reach that scale. So then you may as well just on day one reinvent the universe in AWS.